Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be doing another story time for you guys. And this story time is about an incident that happened when I was 3 at the community pool across the street from where I used to live. Now, um, I was I had these group of friends. They were all around the same age. One of them maybe was a little bit older than me, but most of them were around the same age as me. I was 3. And they all, and back in like the 90s, when I was growing up and stuff in the early 2000s, they had this chair. I don't know if you guys remember it, but they had this chair that had just these strips of lines going across it, and then they had sections where your feet could fall through easily. And so we moved this chair. They had those the same way for the tanning chairs, the chairs you lay out on. Now this was just a regular chair you sit in, but it had those strips. And one of my friends had scooted it over so we could stand on it and get a drink from the water fountain. All my friends had done it. They had all taken a drink from the water fountain, and I kind of remember the story happening. I remember things from 3 and on, so I kind of remember this story. The story I told you guys about when I was 2, my parents told me that story. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So all my friends had stood on the water fountain. They got a drink of water, no problem. None of their feet fell through. I'm the last person to get a drink. I stand on the water fountain. I get a drink of water. I stand on the water fountain. I'm about to get a drink of water. And all of a sudden, my foot falls through one of the holes. One of the sections. And I hit my tooth on the cement. It's cement with little rocks type of water fountain. I hit my tooth, and I don't know if you can see. I'll see if I can bring the camera closer. If you see the stitching right here. Right here, and then I have a stitching right here. These 2 front teeth, obviously these are my grown-up ones, and they were my baby ones at the time because I was 3. But my 2 front teeth went through my lip, and my mouth was gushing blood. I started screaming. My mom came running over. My dad was at the house. My mom was there with me and my little sister. My dad was across the street at the house, and my mouth started gushing. She brought me over to my house, and we realized I needed stitches, and we had to go to the emergency room. I was holding ice on it because it was hurting. I set the ice down because I didn't want it anymore. And my 1-year-old little sister, she was like 1 at the time, maybe 1.5, picked up the ice pack, chucked it at my head. Don't know why she did that. She was only 1, so I'm not mad at her about it. It did hurt. I think I had a little bump. I don't really remember. And one thing I remember is they were stitching me up, and I was screaming and crying. At that age, I hated needles. I hated everything. I kicked the doctor. Then the doctor, now some of this stuff my parents told me, but some I do remember. I don't remember kicking the doctor, but I do remember my dad trying to hold me down, and I kicked him in the stomach. I got the stitches. They dissolved, obviously. I still have a scar. And the reason if you saw when my lip was close up, the reason my lip has a bump is because I was born with something that I will share in my next video. So stay tuned for that. I will share why there's a bump, and you will get to know. So that is my story about how I split my lip open at just 3 years old. It was a scary experience for my family, but everything worked out. I got the stitches. I was fine. Everything is fine. It healed. I just have a scar. I could put scar cream on it if I wanted to make it go away, probably. So that is my story. I hope you guys liked it. Always remember to stay awesome and smile.